What's good, everyone? Welcome back to the PWR-Up podcast. I am your host, Sir Snorlax, aka Dennis, and this is episode number 16. Thank you all for your continuous support. As always, you can find us on YouTube and all podcast platforms around the world, including Spotify and Apple Podcasts. We got a big show today. We've got a lot to talk about. We have some wrestling news. We have just gone through a few hours ago a Nintendo Direct, and it was a pretty big one. We have also a review for Metal Gear Solid Delta. So, as always, we're going to get into the shout out to the Southwest Florida FGC. And we got quite a few different events that I want to go through that have been held over the past few weeks. Starting with Southwest Florida FGC weekly number 145 for Tekken 8. Tied up in 7th place, Zoe Valentine and your boy, Sir Snorlax. Also tied up in 5th place, we had Kazibara and Mary Chango. Surprisingly, I don't think I've ever seen Chango be this low in our top 8. Our players are just continuing to grow and becoming a bigger challenge. In 4th place, we've got Mr. We Bear Bears, Bearman Inc., TVTengu. In 3rd place, we got Spiker. In 2nd place, we have Samurai Soda. And in 1st place, Flamio. In our Street Fighter bracket, tied up in 7th place, we have La Cabra and Zoe Valentine. Tied up in 5th place, we have Gruge and Walt Coyote. In 4th place, with the Blanca, TVTengu. In 3rd place, we have Casual Sam. 2nd place, Noodle. And in 1st place, Spiker. Now, moving on to the following week. Oh, I'm sorry. I forgot we had Shrek Super Slam that day, courtesy of McLover. Thank you for the sponsorship. Tied up in 7th place was Gruge and myself, Sir Snorlax. Tied up in 5th place, we had Noodle and TVTengu. In 4th place, we had Samurai Soda. In 3rd place, Savage Mela. In 2nd place, we had Spiker. And taking it all in 1st place, Dizzy KOF. Now we had Southwest Florida FGC Retro Night number 2. One of our first games we had was Sailor Moon S, and tied up in 7th place. We had Toxic and Crispy Crisps. Tied up in 5th place, TVTengu and your boy, Sir Snorlax. In 4th place, Dizzy KOF. 3rd place, we had Spiker. 2nd place, we had Foz. In 1st place, Frank Gaines XP. Moving on to our Ultra Street Fighter 4 bracket. And tied up in 7th place, we had Nerf Cappy and the Joe. In 5th place, we had TVTengu and Big Boss Brandon. It truly was big, meaty men slapping meat. In 4th place, we had Spiker. In 3rd place, Frank Gaines XP. In 2nd place, Blue Icy Dasani. And in 1st place, Blue Icy's brother, JJC Clamp God, coming in to take it all. Now, there are a couple of events that I don't have graphics for that we will get into here. One of our events is for that very same evening was our TMNT Tournament Fighters bracket. And I'm pulling up the standings here for that. I should have been a little more prepared, my bad. But for our TMNT bracket, coming in tied up for 7th place, we had Spiker and Walt Coyote. Tied up in 5th place, the Joe and your boy, Sir Snorlax. 4th place, we had Toxic. Coming in 3rd place, we had Crispy Crisps. And 2nd place, and I just want to make sure that this is out there. He had some TMNT kicks on, taking 2nd place, TVTengu. 1st place, we had Frank Gaines XP. Now, moving into Southwest Florida FGC Weekly, number 146. In our Tekken 8 bracket, tied up in 7th place, we had Mr. Worldwide, along with Savage Mela. Tied up in 5th place, Kazibara and your boy, Sir Snorlax. In 4th place, Zoe Valentine. In 3rd place, once again, TVTengu. 2nd place, Flamio. And in 1st place, Crispy Crisps. Moving on to our Street Fighter 6 bracket for South Florida FGC Weekly number 146. Tied up in 7th place, we had the returning Mon Dude Mon, along with the Joe. Tied up in 5th place, we had Romaniacal for his first tournament, and Walt Coyote. In 4th place, we had Zoe Valentine. In 3rd place, TVTengu. In 2nd place, Mr. Worldwide. And in 1st place, we had Big Boss Brandon. And then we also had a Guilty Gear Strive tournament that week. Tied up in 7th place, Flamio and Mon Dude Mon. Tied up in 5th place, Dizzy KOF and Candy Cane. In 4th place, we had TVTengu. In 3rd place, we had Landed It. In 2nd place, Dr. Killed by Death. And in 1st place, Waffles. Now we're going to go into our Southwest Florida FGC League rankings, starting with Tekken 8. In 20th place, we have Rich Demi with 2 points. In 19th place, we have Saint with 2 points. In 18th place, we have RT with 3 points. In 17th place, we have Fighting Focus with 3 points. In 16th place, we have Dizzy KOF with 4 points. In 15th place, we have Frank Gaines XP with 4 points. In 14th place, we have Lost Hero with 4 points. In 13th place, we have Mr. Worldwide with 6 points. In 12th place, we have Foz with 9 points. In 11th place, we have me with 15 points. In 10th place, we have McLover with 15 points. In ninth place, we have Oe Valentine with 21 points. In eighth place, TVTengu with 25 points. In seventh place, we have Savage Mela with 39 points. In sixth place, we have Spiker with 59 points. In fifth place, we have Kazibara with 75 points. In fourth place, we have Samurai Soda with 134 points. And in our top three, going down one rank, Mary Chango with 201 points. Not too far behind, though, from Flamio in second place with 204 points. And in first place, we have Crispy Crisps with 217 points. That top three is very, very close. Moving into our Street Fighter 6 League leaderboard, we have in 20th place, Lennon with 8 points. In 19th place, we have Cito with 10 points. In 18th place, we have Scourge with 11 points. In 17th place is me with 12 points. 16th place, we have Waffles with 12 points. In 15th place, we have Rich Dan with 13 points. 14th place, we have Rich Demi with 15 points. In 13th place, we have Cruisin' with 26 points. In 12th place, we have Walt Coyote with 38 points. In 11th place, we have Big Boss Brandon with 39 points. In 10th place, we have Lex Citron 3000 with 40 points. In 9th place, we have Makira with 42 points. In 8th place, we have Blue Icy Dasani with 55 points. In 7th place, we have Casual Sam with 61 points. In 6th place, we have Noodle with 70 points. In 5th place, we have Harold with 90 points. In 4th place, we have Professor Peanut with 93 points. And in our top three, in 3rd place, Mr. Worldwide with 96 points. In 2nd place, Spiker with 110 points. Not too far from our 1st place, Foz with 116 points. Shouts out to the Southwest Florida FGC and all of our members as we continue to grow. We're going to be having an announcement very soon about Southwest Showdown Fall Brawl happening October 25th. So stay tuned for that. Now, let's get into our news. We have a lot of news to cover. There are some things that I have not that will not be going over this week simply because there's so much out there that has come out from the Nintendo Direct. So just going to go over a few quick shouts. We have a Call of Duty movie that is officially in the works at Paramount. And Hollow Knight Silk Song released. And it got to the point in its release where Steam, Xbox, and PlayStation and Nintendo stores all went down during the launch. There was people that were struggling to get in to even get the game because it just had so many people. And I think a lot of it had to do with the fact that there was no pre-download because they announced it's coming out in 2 weeks and then we're going to go on. There was no pre-order, no pre-download, none of that. Moving into a couple of other stories. Saudi firm acquires co-ownership of Evo fighting game tournaments. This write-up comes from VideoGamesChronicle.com, written by Andy Robinson. A Saudi Arabia-backed firm has become the co-owner of Evolution Championship Series, the popular fighting game event. RTS, the co-owner of Evo, has been acquired by Qiddiya. It announced on Tuesday. Qiddiya is a planned Riyadh mega project supported by the Saudi Arabian government's Public Investment Fund. Excited to share that Quidia, I hope I'm saying that correctly because I'm probably not, has acquired full ownership of RTS, a strategic step that will further strengthen our esports business and unlock new opportunities across the broader gaming ecosystem, wrote Chief Strategy Officer Muhammad Alderwood on LinkedIn. And most importantly, this will enable Kadia to keep fueling the continued growth of Evolution Championship Series, the world's largest fighting game event since 1996 with unlimited potential. This milestone paves the way for setting new heights in the evolution of EVO towards achieving the aspirations of the fighting game community. The news comes weeks after Sony Interactive Entertainment sold its stake in EVO to esports group Nodwin, ending a 4-year period as co-owner. Nodwin co-owns the event alongside RTS. Stretching back to 1996, the Evolution Championship Series is the world's largest and longest-running fighting game tournament, regularly held in Las Vegas and Tokyo. In October, a European version will be taking place in Nice, France. There's been a lot of discourse on this move due to the beliefs and stigma around Saudi Arabia and their beliefs. And all I can say is this: the people at the center of EVO are still going to be running this show. And I don't see anyone not being safe in these events. Granted, I could be wrong. And to anyone who, due to those that own this event that will not feel safe, I certainly say don't go if it's something that you feel you're not going to be safe at now. I don't think that will be the case. Like I said, diversity is something that the fighting game community is all about, and I don't see us losing that with this. But we'll see how one Evo France goes. It's coming up, and me personally, I've not had the biggest interest of going to Evo. CEO is my event that I go to, and I will say this: Jabali runs CEO, and I know that Jabali also works with the Evo team. Jabali's been leading the charge with the Esports World Cup. That is, a Saudi-based event. So, like I said, I don't feel that this is going to make the big impact that a lot of people are thinking that it's going to have, but it's always good to be vigilant. So, moving into our next story. Tetsuya Nomura insists that Final Fantasy VII Remake 3 and Kingdom Hearts 4 are on schedule. This write-up comes from Andy Robinson. Final Fantasy creative Tetsuya Nomura has told fans to be patient with news on FF7 Remake Part 3, as well as the long-missing Kingdom Hearts 4, and insisted both games are progressing well behind the scenes. Kingdom Hearts 4 was announced during the Kingdom Hearts 20th anniversary event into 2022. Since then, little detail has been shared. Meanwhile, Final Fantasy VII Remake Part 3 is expected to close out the remake trilogy on the current generation of consoles and has reportedly been in development for more than 2 years. Excuse me. Speaking during a new live stream translated by Aitiaki Moshi on X, Director Nomura was asked for an update on the two games and claimed that they were progressing well. Regarding FF7 Remake Part 3, co-director Motomu supposedly said, "We will have news around the time of the second anniversary of Final Fantasy VII Ever Crisis. We're making great progress in the game," he said. I can't say anything else, but we are indeed making a lot of progress with the game. We already have decided when we will make the announcement as well, and we will stick to that time schedule. So don't worry, but please wait for it. He added on the same note, I'm seeing a lot of comments asking about Kingdom Hearts 4. We are making great strides and going according to schedule, so please wait for more information on that. Last year, the director of Final Fantasy VII Rebirth said he wants to see the remake trilogy appearing on more consoles, on more platforms. I just want to say we will touch on that a little later. Going into our next story. This write-up is from VideoGamesChronicle.com by Chris Scullion. Machine Game says, we have a story to tell. Wolfenstein is a trilogy that isn't yet finished. The studio head of Machine Game says is not yet finished with the Wolfenstein story and would like to make another entry in this series. The Swedish studio recently developed Indiana Jones and the Great Circle. But before that, it was mainly focused on the Wolfenstein series of first-person shooters. This included two main entries, Wolfenstein: The New Order and Wolfenstein 2: The New Colossus, as well as a prequel, a spin-off, and a VR experience. However, in the latest installment of a no-clip documentary series about the history of Machine Games, co-founder and studio head Jerk Gustafsson said the studio always planned a main trilogy of games, meaning a third title remains undeveloped. The first game is very much about BJ and how obviously he understands that the Nazis have won the war. But it's also a very personal journey for him. But at the same time, he meets Anya. He starts to see that there are other things at play as well, not only fighting Nazis. And then moving into the New Colossus, then we move into a wider group of people around you, being part of the resistance, something bigger and something also like a family to you. But at the same time, you're also preparing to maybe start your own family. I think this is important to say because we have always seen this as a trilogy. So that journey for BJ, even during those first weeks at ID, when we mapped out into New Order, we still had the plan for at least that character. What will happen in the second one, what will happen in the third one. I think it's important to say because at least I hope we're not done with Wolfenstein yet. We have a story to tell. The last major Wolfenstein release was spin-off Wolfenstein Youngblood, which was co-developed by Machine Games and Arcane Leon. It was released in 2019 to mixed critical reception. VGC's Wolfenstein Youngblood review called the game something of an undecided work, an action game of great range and artistry that feels like it's punishing you for the privilege of playing it like an action game. You know, I have played Wolfenstein: The New Colossus, and I really enjoyed it. I've never played The New Order. I probably should, but I happened to get the New Colossus on the Switch, which I should probably replay that on the Switch too to see how much better it looks. Moving into our next story. Sega's Tokyo Game Show lineup teases 4 mystery titles. This one comes from Andy Robinson at VGC. Sega will exhibit 4 mystery titles at Tokyo Game Show later this month, it's revealed. On Tuesday, the Like a Dragon publisher launched its official TGS site, along with a list of games it's set to exhibit at the event, which kicks off September 25th. Alongside the likes of Sonic Racing Crossworlds, Virtual Fighter 5 Revo, Persona 3 Reload, and Persona 5 The Phantom X are 4 empty slots marked coming soon. It's likely that some of those unnamed projects will likely be related to Like a Dragon's Ryuga Gotoku Studio, which is set to hold its annual summit live stream the day before Tokyo Game Show. Last year's RGG, because I'm not going to try to say that again, summit, which also took place ahead of TGS, saw the announcement of Like a Dragon Pirate Yakuza in Hawaii, which was released the following February. Another Sega title that could appear at Tokyo Game Show is the next Virtual Fighter game. Just last month, Sega showed off the first look at the in-game combat in its upcoming Virtual Fighter sequel. It's possible that the remaining titles could be shown during an expected Nintendo Direct live stream. Spoiler alert, it wasn't. Sources have previously told VGC that a Nintendo Direct presentation is planned for mid-September. And what could round off a busy month for video game news, Sony is also tipping to planning a regular State of Play broadcast sometime this month. It did. It was 007. Again, old stories. My bad. Moving on to our next story. We're going to talk about Nintendo. A lot of Nintendo. A couple of old news, just because we have the Direct. But before we get to the Direct, let's talk about some wins for Nintendo. With the first one, Nintendo wins $2 million settlement against Switch mod chip seller who previously denied wrongdoing. This write-up comes from Chris Scullion, a Switch mod chip seller who was sued by Nintendo last year, but denied any wrongdoing, has settled with the company and agreed to pay $2 million. Nintendo filed a complaint in July 2024 against Michigan-based Ryan Daly, who operated a store called Modded Hardware. Lawsuit claimed that Nintendo had contacted Daly in March 2024 and threatened to sue him unless he stopped selling modded Switch consoles and mixed switches, which enabled pirated Switch games to be played on unmodded hardware. According to Nintendo's complaint, Daly had originally agreed to stop selling the unauthorized devices, but continued to do so, claiming that he was looking for a new lawyer. Nintendo therefore filed a complaint at a federal court in Seattle, accusing Daly of 6 charges, including trafficking and circumvention devices and copyright infringement. Daly then filed a response to Nintendo's complaint, denying any wrongdoing and listing 17 affirmative defenses in which the defendant introduced evidence which could excuse them from liability, including fair use, invalid copyrights, unjust enrichment, and fraudulent inducement. Now, however, rather than taking the case to court, Nintendo and Daly have filed a joint stipulation which agrees that Daly will pay Nintendo $2 million. A permanent injunction will also be ordered, which will prevent Daly from ever handling, selling, or promoting any modded devices or modded consoles, or providing any documentation or information which might help other people carry out their own mods. Nintendo's original lawsuit claimed that Daly not only sold modded Switch consoles and mixed switches to customers, but also offered a mail-in service which enables players to send their Switch consoles and have them returned modded, often with pirated games installed. The defendant not only offers the hardware and firmware to create and play pirated games, but also provides his customers with copies of pirated Nintendo games, the platform holder's original complaint said. Typically, when a customer purchases a hack console or the circumvention services, defendant pre-installs on the console a portfolio of ready-to-play pirated games, including some of Nintendo's more popular titles such as its Super Mario, Legend of Zelda, and Metroid games. And what I'm going to say is this. I don't condone piracy. when it's being done to preserve systems and games that you can no longer buy, that are no longer being produced, Nintendo, Super Nintendo, Nintendo 64, GameCube, Wii U, Game Boy, Game Boy Advance, stuff like that, it's a little understandable. Not that I condone it, but it's understandable. To be modding and pirating new gen consoles and games, that ain't cool. That's not cool at all. There's no reason for that. I understand games are expensive, but that's a choice we have to make, whether we pay that or not, especially with the prices that have been increasing as of late. Another win for Nintendo. Accessory maker Genki settles lawsuit with Nintendo after showing off Switch 2 early. This comes from Chris Scully and the VGC. Accessory manufacturer Genki has settled a trademark infringement lawsuit with Nintendo after it was accused of mishandling sensitive information. Nintendo filed a lawsuit against the company earlier this year for showing off 3D printed mock-ups of Nintendo Switch 2 ahead of Nintendo's official announcement. The suit accused Genki's parent company, Human Things, of trademark infringement, unfair competition, and false advertising, but has now settled without any further need for a trial. Genki will pay Nintendo for damages caused by its early leaks, but the exact amount has been agreed upon privately and hasn't been disclosed. Genki and all subsidiaries of Human Things are also permanently banned from using any Nintendo logo or design or anything similar, using the terms Nintendo, Switch, Switch 2, or Joy-Con, and selling any accessory that don't clearly state that Genki is an unlicensed accessory manufacturer. It's also banned from using the Glitch and Glitch 2 brand names for its accessories because it's too close to Switch, as well as naming its news announcements Genki Direct. Genki is also now unable to use elements in its products or packaging which are similar to Nintendo's core color schemes, which are listed in the settlement as red and white, red and blue, green and pink, blue and yellow, purple and orange, pink and yellow, and purple and green. The most notable Switch 2 incident involving Genki came up during the Consumer Electronics Show in January 2025, when the company's exhibition page stated that it was happy to discuss any Switch 2 info we may have, as well as stuff we're making for it. Shortly after this, Genki CEO Edward Tsai personally showed off the 3D printed mock-ups and stated to different reporters that Genki had access to an authentic Switch 2 on which Genki based the mock-ups, rendering, and 3D printed mock-ups, according to the suit. In January, it was claimed that lawyers representing Nintendo approached Genki on the CES show floor, and it's alleged that despite this encounter, the company went on to display a video at CES showing off a render of the then unannounced Nintendo Switch 2, which included Nintendo trademarks such as the Nintendo Switch 2 logo. Nintendo's lawsuit also referred to a post on X showing Genki CEO Edward Tsai in the caption, "Genki ninjas infiltrate Nintendo Kyoto HQ." Nintendo claims that it was an apparent attempt to further confuse the public as to whether Genki had access to Nintendo Switch 2 or an affiliation with Nintendo. That just wasn't smart, honestly. It wasn't smart. It was really not smart. Don't piss off Nintendo. That's the moral of these stories. Don't piss off Nintendo. We've seen it time and time again. They are ruthless when they want to be. Now, the Nintendo Direct happened this morning, and we had about 40 games which were announced, and we are going to look at some trailers that came out of this. So some of the bigger ones revolve around Super Mario Brothers 40th anniversary. Um, so let's take a look at the very first uh, thing we got to see. And interestingly enough, it wasn't um, technically video game related. So let's check it out. Sorry, this is not, I clicked the wrong video. But we're getting Super Mario Galaxy 1 and 2, which is weird. And I'll get to that in a minute. I have a lot of questions about this. And I'll get to that in a minute. Not the game, because I love these games, especially 2. I actually prefer Galaxy 2 over 1. But I mean, hey, I'm always down for Mario. They're making a physical, actual book of that they're going to sell. October 2nd. Now, notice this. Notice that part, right? The digital versions of Super Mario Galaxy and Super Mario Galaxy 2 will be individually available on the Nintendo eShop. Now, the reason I bring that up is this. There is another game, another collection out there that is no longer in print that has Mario Galaxy 1. And that is the Super Mario 3D All-Stars, which I have a copy of and I have a sealed copy of, so we'll see. But they said that they're going to add some content to these games, some new features, new things. If they're adding new things, are they going to update the current version that is on that game? Because they're selling them individually. Now, this is also in line with a rumor that we heard back when the All-Stars game came out, that because it was such a limited run, that these games will be re-released individually on the store. Now, we're going to get into some ridiculousness here because pre-orders went live. The bundle will retail for $70. You can buy them. You can buy them separately for $40 a pop. Now, personally, mind you, just because I happen to remember how much I paid, this is $10 more than the last collection, which included Super Mario 64, Super Mario Sunshine, and Super Mario Galaxy, which was $60 retail. And this is going to be retailing for $70 with only Super Mario Galaxy 1 and 2, one of which has already been released. So me, as a consumer, having had bought the original collection, I don't really have any intention of buying this bundle because I can just buy Super Mario Galaxy 2 separately, but it's still going to be $40. which I feel is ridiculous. So yeah. But my question goes back to, will that version get I would imagine the software is still the same and it'll just get an update, a patch that is going to add in those features that are being added into this. So we'll see what happens with that. The next trailer, which is what I originally was going to show y'all, but I'm terrible at this. So let's get into this. This was supposed to lead into the next one. You got a butterfly on a sleeping Mario. Sorry. The Super Mario Galaxy movie. That's adorable. I'm sorry, but that's adorable. That's adorable. So, we've got the Super Mario Galaxy movie. This has been said to be the centerpiece of the Mario 40th anniversary. Obviously, we're getting the Super Mario Galaxy collection because of this. But another announcement that was made was Mario Tennis Fever. It's coming out next year. Moving into more announcements for Mario. Super Mario Brothers Wonder is getting a Switch 2 edition plus Meetup at Bellabelle Park, which is gonna come with new multiplayer modes. The main new feature is the titular Bellabelle Park, a new area which features a number of new multiplayer party modes in both competitive and co-op flavors. More experiences are coming to the Flower Kingdom, an announcement reads. Enjoy a variety of attractions in the Bellabelle Park Plaza that let you team up with or work against friends and family. Collect the most coins, run and hide in Phanto Tag, work together to pass a bomb to the goal, and more. That came from Chris Scullion at VGC. I liked Mario Wonder. I haven't finished it. I'm definitely going to be going back, especially now on the Switch 2. With the Switch 2 edition, I wonder if they're going to do a NSO upgrade, the free upgrade, or if they're going to do an upgrade at all as it is, and how much that will cost. So that's definitely something cool to look forward to. Moving into our next trailer, we're going to take a look at another announcement that came from the Nintendo Direct. Again, Super Mario 40th anniversary. Yoshi's back.
One day, on the island where Yoshi and his friends live, a talking book named Mr. E suddenly falls from the sky.
What's up, Mr. E? I love the mustache.
It looks like the book has information within its pages about unusual creatures. But it can't actually see what's written down. So Yoshi jumps in to help investigate.
Yeah, he does.
Let's study this flower-like creature.
I want to add something to this. I love
Found it right away.
the art style of this. I really do.
Tastes kind of sweet.
Like, you could tell that they're in a book.
Touch flower buds with it, and they'll bloom.
It's kind of like a blend of Paper Mario
As you wander through the book,
graphics, you know, that kind of
all sorts
style.
discoveries about the creatures you find. And those discoveries will be written down. Hey, we found some dandelions. Touch them and they'll scatter in the air. Oh no, that creature is stuck. It seems like the dandelions can absorb nutrients. Oh, they can even cause rocks to crack. Thanks to them, we were able to break the rock. It looks like there are still lots of unusual creatures residing within the book.
We surfing,
A
skateboarding.
page-turning adventure awaits.
Mary Poppins in it.
Yoshi and the Mysterious Book launches on Nintendo Switch 2 next spring.
Next year is going to be huge for the Switch 2. I mean, huge. Like I said, I really like the art style that they use in the in-game. Like you're in the book, I'm definitely gonna get that. Yeah, definitely. Next up, we're gonna talk about. Now we're out of the 40th anniversary for Super Mario. Final Fantasy VII Remake Intrigate is coming to Nintendo Switch 2 next year. It is the first part of the trilogy that is coming to Nintendo Switch 2. This one comes from Jordan Middler. As announced during Friday's Nintendo Direct, the game will be released on January 22nd. Pre-orders for the game will be made available later today, which includes a booster pack, a special booster pack of Magic the Gathering Final Fantasy cards. No news was provided on the other entry in the trilogy, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. The Nintendo Switch 2 port of the game was first announced during the Nintendo Switch Nintendo Direct in April. While Final Fantasy VII Remake and Rebirth were released as exclusives on PS4, PS5, respectively, they were eventually released on PC. Given Square Enix's new multi-platform strategy and comments from Rebirth's director saying he wants to see the trilogy appear on more platforms like Xbox, it is not yet clear if the third game in the trilogy will have similarly timed exclusivity window because the terms of Square Enix and Sony's exclusivity deal for the third part remain unknown. Square Enix has yet to announce anything about the third game in the remake series, though it's expected to launch on current generation consoles. They did confirm that the entire trilogy will be coming to other platforms. So that means Switch 2, Xbox, PC will be getting the third part. That is confirmed. They went out and said this today. When? We don't know. But going back to another article, one by Randy Robinson, it's official. The Final Fantasy VII Remake trilogy will also release for Nintendo Switch 2 and Xbox. Square Enix has officially confirmed that all three Final Fantasy VII Remake games will be released on Nintendo Switch 2, Xbox Series X and S, in addition to PC and PlayStation 5. On Friday, the publisher announced that the Nintendo Switch 2 version of Final Fantasy Remake Integrate will be released on Xbox as well, January 22nd, 2026. It added that that's not all. The remake trilogy will be making its way to Switch 2, Xbox Series X and S, and Xbox on PC, as well as PlayStation 5, Steam, and Epic Games Store. This is the first confirmation that Rebirth and the unannounced third game in the trilogy will be released for Nintendo and Xbox platforms. However, it is not clear if the third game will release on day one alongside PlayStation. Final Fantasy VII Remake and Rebirth will release as exclusives on PS4 and PS5 respectively. So we know for sure. I've not finished Rebirth, so I have no comments on Rebirth. I know a lot of people have taken a big crap on it. But yeah. Moving on. Let's take a look at another trailer here. Sorry. There is a new collection coming out through the Nintendo Switch Online. It is the Virtual Boy collection. That's right. I'm not even going to waste my time on it because, okay, I get it. Making the games available. They're going to sell you a Virtual Boy that is made for the Nintendo Switch and Nintendo Switch 2 that you can pay for. And if you don't want to pay for the big boy, they're selling a cardboard model that you can utilize to play the Virtual Boy, because you still have to look, and the Switch will go into the mechanism. That's all I really have to say on it. I'm going to skip something because I want to reserve this for last. But moving on, let's look at another trailer. This one is Pokemon related. And this one is especially for Megan. I hope you enjoy the trailer. We got a Ditto, the transform Pokemon. Oh no, we're loading. It should have. My bad. My bad. I don't know why. I don't know why my system is being the way it is. Give me 1 second. Things are loading. Here we go. Once again. We're going to try that again. I'm just going to say
This land
that's
is
disturbing.
just waiting to be shaped by a Ditto that looks like a human. And what's that in the grass? Oh, that's Bulbasaur, a grass-type Pokemon. What's this? Looks like Ditto's got an idea.
Ditto just grew arms that are vines like
By
Bulbasaur.
learning this move, you can make grass grow. Squirtle's water gun will keep it all healthy. As nature flourishes, so do the Pokemon.
We got Bulbasaur, Charmander, and Squirtle. Nice. Scyther. Hitmonchamp.
Collect rocks and wood to build with. Till the fields and grow
There's an Eevee.
delicious crops.
There's a bee, and I remember the bee's name. I've lost track. You can tell I'm getting old because I can only name the 150. Sorry, 151, the original 151. Oh, Psyduck. I see a Psyduck. Pidgey.
No need to rush, though. Go at your own pace. And you'll have a wonderful space before you know it. Pokemon Pokopia.
From Game Freak and Koei Tecmo. This is pretty much Pokemon Animal Crossing, which I am 100% behind. I'm not an Animal Crossing person, but if you're going to not make a new Animal Crossing, this is the next best thing. I think this is going to hold over a lot of Animal Crossing people until the next Animal Crossing. But blending the cozy, farm simulator type of game with Pokemon, I think is a brilliant idea, to be honest. So I hope everyone that does play those games enjoys it. Still freaked out by the Ditto turning into a person. The flailing arms just don't do it for me at all. Oh. Moving on. Donkey Kong Bonanza is getting a paid DLC featuring DK Isle and also Emerald Rush. The Emerald Rush portion appears to be a roguelike of sorts, which players with players challenged to go on runs, collecting as much emerald as possible within the time limit, unlocking perks to improve your skills. And then you also, in the DK Island, you get to explore the original Donkey Kong Country game area. This is paid DLC that is out today. I am still working on Donkey Kong Bonanza. I apologize. We will get there, I promise. Another announcement is we've got Pokemon Legends ZA, Z to A, whatever, coming out, and we've already been told that we're getting paid DLC in the form of Mega Dimensions, which featured Mega Raichu. Mega Raichu will make its debut in the DLC, and there was two of them. There was one that kind of had X's and one of them that kind of made into a Y. No release information was given about the DLC, other than it's coming soon and that pre-orders begin later today. So, we got that. Next up, we're going to go through some additional headlines that came out of the Nintendo Direct. This list is courtesy of VGC. Stormlancers, a 2D side-scrolling roguelike inspired by 80s sci-fi anime, is out on Switch today. 4-player Life Sim Dinkum, it comes out November 5th. Podocum, a co-op adventure game set in a mysterious planet, is out holiday 2025. Tomodachi Life, which we've seen before, Living the Dreams release window has been narrowed to spring 2026. The Mortal Kombat Legacy Collection is getting a digital release on October 30th. Linked Banner of the Spark, a part roguelike, part life sim, is out on Switch and Switch 2 today. We're going to be getting a series of amiibos for Kirby Air Riders. Hyrule Warriors Age of Imprisonment will be released on November 6th. Nintendo Switch 2 editions of One Piece Pirate Warriors 4, Overcooked 2, Stardew Valley, Human Fall Flat 2, and Power Wash Simulator 2 are on the way. A sequel to Suika game called Suika Game Planet is coming in winter. Danganronpa 2 is returning next year as Danganronpa 2x2. Dynasty Warriors Origins is coming to the Switch 2 on January 22nd. Monster Hunter Stories 3 Twisted Reflection will release on Switch 2 on March 23rd, 2026. And moving into one of our next trailers was a pretty cool announcement. So let's take a look at this, and I'm going to do what I did earlier because I think this is going to do the same thing that it did to me earlier, and I don't want it to mess up.
Right, that's enough for one day. Time for me to head back to the castle. And remember, not a word about this place to anyone. There's more to the world than this island, and we're going to prove it. Okay, 1, 2, 3!
Choco Metropolitan Symphonic Orchestra. That's what it said.
It all began with a spark of curiosity. Guided by a mysterious tablet, a group of young heroes embark on a journey to reclaim a lost world. As they venture into the unknown, they'll encounter mighty foes and a myriad of twists and trials.
I really like the animation for
What
this.
awaits them beyond it all?
Dragon Quest
Dragon
VII.
Quest 7
Reimagined.
Reimagined.
Sorry, I forgot that he
That's
said the name.
spirit. Look
February
out, world.
5th.
Here we come.
2026. Not available for pre-order. That is cool, and I think I'm definitely gonna probably try that out. I've never been too into the Dragon Quest games, but the new HD 2D games, I want to get those first. The 3 and the 2, 1 and 2, those look awesome. Another trailer is another remake. Let's take a look. Koei Tecmo's putting in work this year.
Heard about this place.
Team Ninja putting in work this year.
A long time ago, there was a village here that disappeared during a festival. And people who get lost in the woods are called to the village. Do you think this is... What happened?
The ritual will begin soon.
Everyone's dead. Mia, no. Stay back. Run away. Fatal Frame 2. Crimson Butterfly. Remake. Finally. We're one.
That looks creepy as hell. And I'm going to play it because it's, you know, it's creepy and very Silent Hill-like. Moving into our next one. I got 4 more trailers to get through. The next one was kind of a surprise, and it was an announcement of a game we already know is coming. It technically is in in beta, early access beta, one of the two. But we're getting a full release. Version 1.0 is coming out, and it's coming to the Switch too.
Death to our foes.
How very spirited. You truly think you can stop time?
I don't fear you. You'll fear me.
Well, she's a scary one.
We got your back, sister. So just keep moving forward.
Our limits grow along with us. Do you know yours? This is it. Death to Kronos. Death to Kronos.
Hades 2. Wait for it. Wait for it. Oh, it didn't tell us. It didn't tell us. I thought the trailer was going to tell us. Oh, that is sad. That is sad. But it's releasing on September 25th, version 1.0, September 25th, this month. Not too far away. Hades 2 on all platforms, not just Switch 2. Full version is coming out very, very soon. I thought it was going to tell us, but I guess it didn't. The next one, I was very shocked by this, and I hope that you all are too. D2? Let's take a look.
Hello? Yes.
Oh, yeah. Resident Evil Requiem.
Who was it?
Dunno. They asked for Miss Ashcroft and then they hung up on me. Rude.
Rude.
Oh, you're FBI? Investigating all these strange deaths, huh?
Grace. Stay close to me.
I'm coming.
Keep moving.
What's wrong?
I'll explain later.
I've been watching you.
That's not creepy, no.
You're not like other people, you know. You're quite unique.
Tell me what's going on.
Something important.
Mom, I'm scared.
Grace.
That's a huge motherfucker. Of course.
There's no
They have to be
escaping
back.
Your destiny.
Why are you saying it like that? Wait for it. February 27th, coming to the Switch 2. Wait for it. There's more. February 26th, Resident Evil 7 Biohazard, Resident Evil 8 Village, and Resident Evil 9 Requiem are coming to the Switch 2. No more of that cloud bullshit. I'm going to say this very important thing. If this game runs as well as I hope it will, to release a next-gen game on a Switch 2 is going to be probably, in my opinion, one of the biggest triumphs that Nintendo's going to have with the Switch 2. If it looks good. Now, we talked a little bit ago about Cyberpunk 2077 and how good it looked. Also, we need to remember that in that aspect, Cyberpunk 2077 originally released on the PS4. They didn't release that great, but still, it's an older game. We're talking about a brand new game that's coming out to the PS5, to the Xbox, coming to the Switch 2, and that is fantastic. And we're getting the other two, which I'm going to get Biohazard because I love that game. I like Village 2, but Biohazard I prefer. The last two trailers, one of them was a release date announcement. So let's take a look. This is really awesome, by the way. I've already seen it, and it's awesome. Oh, yeah. Samus on a bike, baby. This game looks so good. 12/4/2025. All right. That is probably going to be the final game that I get this year. That's going to be my final review of the year. Just letting you know right now. Unless something decides to come out between now and then, I'm pretty sure that's going to be the final review of this year. Metroid Prime 4 Beyond. That's going to be awesome. I am ready. So, the last piece of Nintendo news came in the form of our final trailer of the event to close out the Nintendo Direct. Let us take a look.
Bold warriors, draw now upon your strength. Hold fast to the devotion in your beating hearts. Hear me now as I declare that the heroic games have begun.
I really like this music.
I only want to fight so I can save my father's life.
Oh, yeah. Fire Emblem's back, baby. Not too thrilled with the chicken hawk there, but you know.
An unyielding strength for any foe. Sheer strength to uphold the faith I hold dear. Above all, I need the strength to lead my people.
Gambit?
Strength enough for a queen.
Damn. It's leading a whole army. Tell me that does not look like Alucard. I'm just saying.
I must cull it with this blade.
There's a man I hate so much that simply killing him will not satisfy me. For that reason, I refuse to die.
I won't let you hurt her!
And now warm blood is served in a crude cup.
You think I let you deny me my feelings?
I refuse to accept defeat. Not now.
For those who stand upon the final stage, I shall grant whatever wish you may desire. So say I, the Divine Sovereign, that I vow to you.
Fire Emblem Fortune's Weave. Wait.
The years were
Wait.
long,
Wait.
weren't they? Have you forgotten me so soon?
Is that not Sothis? Is this in the same universe as Three Houses? 2026, we're gonna find out, and you know damn well I'm gonna be there for that. I'm excited. I'm very, very excited for that. Let me know what you guys think. What did y'all think of the Nintendo Direct? All the news that came out for the Nintendo Direct, including the 40th anniversary of Mario. Very interesting. New Mario movie. Ports. Egregious prices. New games. All right. The next thing I want to get into, we're going to talk a little bit about wrestling. I've talked about wrestling a little bit, but there's something that I want to talk about because it's something that to me is huge. There were tears involved. AJ Lee is back. My slideshow is completely screwed up here. Hold on. But AJ Lee is back. I didn't think this was going to happen, honestly. the rumor was out there, and I was the type that I needed to see it to believe it. And boy, there was a huge pop in my living room, and it was just me when that music hit. And it was an amazing moment. 178 million views as of Monday across all platforms of her return, and it is the most viewed SmackDown highlight of the year on X and Instagram. AJ Lee wrote, "You've had my back for a decade. This run is for you, my wonderful weirdos." We have a match. Seth Rollins and Becky Lynch versus CM Punk and AJ Lee. AJ has signed a full-time contract, a multi-year full-time contract. This isn't a one-off. We're going to be having AJ Lee back in an era that has probably one of the best women's wrestling and best women's rosters out there right now. And I feel, there's world championships coming. That's just, I'm just going to say it. I feel that we are going to have the best AJ Lee run in her career. Her promo on Monday Night Raw was amazing. We had a therapy chant. We chant for therapy in this house. I was blown away. There are a handful of wrestlers that really have had a huge impact on me. Sting, Bray Wyatt, Samoa Joe, CM Punk, and AJ Lee are probably my top two. Kevin Owens, another name. Just so many out there out of my history in wrestling. But those two being back when I didn't think we were going to get them back, let alone in WWE. I'm very excited to see what's going to happen. WrestlePalooza, the end of this month, is going to have the match, her first match back. She looks great. She looks like she's been, you seen those abs. She ready. But, yeah, I'm very excited for this. I am very, very, very ready for this. Welcome back, AJ Lee. So now, swinging back into some video games, I just made a new purchase of a new piece of hardware, a new piece of tech that I got, and we're gonna do I'm gonna show you guys an unboxing that I did, and then after that, I'm gonna talk a little bit about the controller. So I will be right back. What's good, everyone? Welcome. And we are here to talk about a new product that I just picked up. I will be going on a trip soon, and I'm going to be bringing my Switch 2 with me, and I wanted to get something for the Switch 2. I was looking for a controller to go with it, and so that I'm not necessarily playing with the Joy-Cons. And I happened to stumble across this controller. I wanted something not like the Pro controller that I already have, something more compact, and I found this, the 8-Bit Do Pro controller. It's the SN30 Pro Bluetooth gamepad, and I saw a lot of great things about it. It's basically like an old SNES controller. It's even got the old Famicom, Super Famicom colors to it. And so we're going to open this up and get to it. So got a few little tabs here to remove the tape, and then it's got a little slip case, and here is the box. And once we remove it, inside, protected by a foam, a lot of the reviews, sorry about the noise, I saw it came packaged a little differently, so this must be an upgrade. And here is the controller. We got the little plastic tab here. Remove that, and first impressions already, I like the comfort. Takes me back. The D-pad is nice. The joysticks, they have some nice resistance to them. Just the buttons. This was what I was worried about, was these shoulder buttons, but it's very comfortable. And this little groove, it's like a little hammock for your fingers. It fits perfectly into your hands. We've got the 8-bit do buttons here and the star. I have to figure out what that's all about. Let's dig into the box a little more. There's obviously something underneath. Here, oh, some thumbstick covers. That from 8-bit do, nice. I didn't know that came with the packaging. Here we have the USB cord, and I like the color. And if you look, hopefully I can show you all. Sorry. Let's see if this zooms it. There we go. It's got some logos on it, so that's pretty cool. Got the 8-bit do on it. Let's look at the manual. It's one of these. It's just like one giant paper with your instructions, with, you know, looking like you're unfolding a map. And it's got all the different languages. So let's see here. Oh, okay. So we've got home. We have a home button. So we've got this button right here is the home button. And then this is star, and it's literally labeled star. Fun. Let's see if it says anything about these buttons. No, it just goes through and okay. Turbo mode. To turn on, hold the button you would like to assign the turbo functionality to. Then press the star button to enable the turbo mode. The home LED will blink rapidly. To turn it off, hold the button you would like to deactivate turbo functionality and press the star button. Auto turbo on, hold the button you would like to assign the turbo functionality, then press the star button twice to enable auto turbo mode. Nice. The battery, it's got a built-in 480 mAh Li-on, I don't know, words, battery with 14 hours of playtime, rechargeable with 1 to 2 hours charging time. Okay. It goes through all its different systems that it will operate on. So we've got the Switch. Doesn't say Switch 2, but we'll get to that in a minute. Windows, Android, Apple, and it tells you how to set them up. So I'm gonna put the map here to the side. So going back to the Switch thing, so there is a firmware that you have to update this controller. So I'm gonna go ahead and try to do that. I was ill prepared for this, so I do apologize. Because I should have been. So we're gonna go into the 8-bit do website, and I'm gonna show you So when I'll start from the beginning. When you go to the 8-bit, just go to support and just find your controller. These are the different controllers that they have. These are the Bluetooth controllers, and we're right here. And you just go firmware update, and it's got a Windows and a Mac OS to go with it. So next, we will go into, which I've already downloaded, the 8-bit do firmware updater. So we're going to pop this puppy on. All right. Looks like we're doing some reading here. Firmware update. Boom. We're going to go to the latest one, log. Added support for Switch 2. You guys do not see that. Let me pull that up here. Once I hit that log, damn, it doesn't give me the option to bring it up. But the log does tell me that it is adding support for Switch 2. So we'll click that and we'll hit the update. Prepare to update. Boom. It's taking its time. So far, I really am liking this, and I like how compact it is. So update complete, and that's it. So we are all set for some play. Like I said, on the Switch 2 is where I'm going to primarily run this controller on the go. One added note, just going through the not just the box itself, but one thing that really stood out to me was the Hall effect. Try to get the whole thing here. The Hall effect joystick sticker right here. So everyone's going Hall effect, and I'm all for it. One added thing, this also will work on a Raspberry Pi. So, for any sort of emulation that you're going to be doing, like on a Raspberry Pi, this will work and it's Bluetooth. So, you can just Bluetooth connect it to it. I have a mini PC that I'm sure this should also work because it is Bluetooth, so hopefully it'll run. I'll have to test it on that as well. So I'm going to go ahead, get this hooked up to the Switch, and then we're gonna, do some gameplay on that and see how that runs. So thank you. Thank you very much, past Snorlax. So the 8-bit do controller that I've actually utilized it. We actually utilized it during our retro night for the TMNT tournament, and I got to play with it. I played with it with Cyberpunk. I've played with it with many other games on the Switch, and I feel very comfortable with it for what it is. This is not an everyday controller. This is a travel controller, and that's why I got it. I'll be going on a trip soon, and I wanted to get something that was more portable with my carrying case for my Switch 2, because that's going to be the system that I'm going to be carrying for the trip. So I wanted something that's going to be compact that I can utilize for so that I'm not playing in handheld mode, because these mitts are not made for handheld mode. So let me know what you guys think in the comments about this controller. What your thoughts are. Like I said, the buttons feel great. The sticks feel great. Everything, even there is on the R2. I say R2. It's the L2. The whatever. The trigger button. It's like this little cup that your finger just rests on. It fits perfectly, and it's just nice. The sleek buttons. I picked the one that I picked for my reasons, as I stated in the video. But overall, I'm very satisfied with the product. I want to check out their other products as well, because that controller, I can tell you that I use it on my mini PC. I've used it on my Switch. I can use it on my PC. I have not tried it on the PlayStation, but I know PlayStation capabilities. It's got all the buttons you need. So, besides the touchpad. So, it's got other buttons as well. So I'm very happy with the product, and now I want to check out other 8-bit do controllers. I know they've got a full pro controller style controller that I might want to get for the Switch 2 if I decide not to go with our Switch 2 Pro controller. So moving on, we got a full official cast announcement for the Street Fighter movie coming out now in October of next year. So here's our lineup. This is official. These are official releases here, and you can see the lineup here. We'll go through each individual. As we've talked about before, Andrew Koji will be playing Ryu. Noah Centineo will be playing Ken. Some of these castings are very interesting. Kalina Liang, Chung-Li, we heard the rumors about this. Officially, Cody Rhodes will be playing Guile. Orville Peck will be playing Vega. 50 Cent will be playing Balrog, which I feel is a very, very strong pick here. Jason Momoa will be playing Blanca. Viuit Jamawal, I hope I said that correctly. I probably butchered the hell out of that. We'll be playing Dalsim. Olivier Richters will be playing Zangief. And let me tell you, perfect casting. Perfect casting. Hiroyuki Goto will be playing E Honda. David Dashmal, I can't ever say his last name, is playing M. Bison. Now, I just want to note something. We're using the localized names. Officially, Roman Reigns is playing Akuma. Andrew Schultz is playing Dan Hibiki. Eric Andre is playing Don Savage, who was one of our announcers in 5, I want to say. In Street Fighter 5, yeah. Mel Jarnson is playing Cammy. Now, the things to note. We've seen Mel as Natara in the new Mortal Kombat movie. Second note, notice in the icons in the middle, she's in her green outfit, but in the picture that they utilized, it is not the new Challengers picture. Because if we look back at our pictures of our World Warriors, it is the World Warrior icons that they utilize, the original World Warrior icons that were utilized for all of them. But when we get to Cammy, even Akuma's image is the one from Street Fighter 2. Dan obviously was on Street Fighter 2. I have some comments about that here in a minute. But when we get to Cammy, she's in her Killer B outfit, not in her OG green leotard outfit, which is very interesting considering the next casting, Reina Valandigam as Julie, one of the dolls. And we've seen Reina in Cobra Kai. Great martial artist. Now, The fact that Cammy's in the Killer Bee outfit in this picture, the fact that Julie is involved. Now, moving into the next casting. Alexander Volkanovsky as Joe. Now, a lot of people are probably sitting there and asking, who the fuck is Joe? I'm going to tell you 2 examples. One, the more prevalent one is going to be those of who have played the original Street Fighter 2. There's the intro where the crowd is in front of the building. It looks like the Empire State Building. And there's 2 guys fighting. This is Homeboy is getting his ass knocked out in that, that guy that gets, right? That's Joe. Joe is from Street Fighter 1. Now, let us go back. A little Street Fighter history. Street Fighter 1 occurs in the timeline. The next games in the entry are the Street Fighter Alpha series. Now, Street Fighter 1, Alpha 1 don't count because Street Fighter 2 retconned the entire, was basically a remake of 1. So Alpha 2 and 3 occur. Then Street Fighter 2 occurs. Now, first appearance of Julie, Street Fighter Alpha 3, which also includes Cammy in the Killer Bee outfit when she was still under the control of Bison. Now, something else that caught my eye. Look at the images. These are in order with how they were released. Now, let's go back all the way to the top of this with Ryu. And we move right here in the middle. You see the icon. We hit next. We go to the next image. It's Ken immediately after. Chun-Li, right? So they're moving in sequential order. Guile. Vega. Balrog. Moving into the next one. Blanca. Dalsim. Zangief. Moving into the next one. Honda. Bison. Akuma. The next one is where it gets interesting. Don Savage. But then you see that icon at the very bottom below Don Savage? There is no cast. They skip completely over that character that looks like it's Gouken. Now, the official tagline for Street Fighter, the movie that was released when this was released, let me pull that up because I did not prepare for that, sorry, and it reads, oh Lord, I lost it. Why did I lose it? I know I had it here. There was a whole thing that came out. I was talking about this with someone. I hope they didn't edit it. But there was a whole tagline. I might have to look it up again. But, hold on. I had an image of it. It takes place in the 90s. That I did see. Let me find this because I know I had it. I had it screenshot in my phone, I guess. They must have either eliminated it. I hope I didn't delete this. I think I deleted it. Oh, Lord. Terrible planning, I know. Oh, where art thou? Damn, did I lose this? Oh, wait. Here it is. The log line. Set in 1993, estranged Street Fighters Ryu and Ken Masters are thrown back into combat when the mysterious Chun-Li recruits them for the next World Warrior tournament. A brutal clash of fists, fate, and fury. But behind this battle royale lies a deadly conspiracy that forces them to face off against each other and the demons of their past. And if they don't, it's game over. Now, a couple of things that I want to note here from this are the next World Warrior tournament, which means that Street Fighter 1 happened already. The first World Warrior tournament happened. So that means Street Fighter 1 occurred. Now, things to note. No one has said anything about Sagat. There's no casting for Sagat, which is a little concerning to me because he's very relevant to the story with Ryu. Speaking of the demons of their past meaning Goken, Goken's death at the hands of Akuma and Akuma's involvement in the tournament. Now, official game canon, Street Fighter 2 tournament is won by Akuma when he kills Bison. There is a lot to uncover here. The fact that we haven't gotten Sagat is very worrisome to me. We've got the original 8 World Warriors, but we also have Dan Hibiki, which if we're looking going to the past, if we're going to have flashbacks, for example, or if we're going to have scenes from the previous tournament, Dan's involvement makes sense because, he's trying to seek revenge on Sagat for killing his father. How Sagat becomes involved with Shadow Law and all that. I really hope Sagat is in this because if he's not, it's going to really throw things off. Because the temptation of the Satsui no Hado for Ryu started in that tournament when he tapped into it and scarred Sagat. So, let me know what you think because as Tengu put it, this feels like this movie is going to be very fun to watch, but it's not going to be like this grandiose movie, which I'm okay with. Looking back at Street Fighter Assassin's Fist, if it's something like that to that detail, it doesn't have to be that deep, but fun to watch. I'm good with it. Some of the casting choices, I'm a little, I'm getting around to it. Like the Cody Rhodes and Akuma's. Akuma, I'm still not 100% sure on. But yeah. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comments on this movie and its official now cast. With that, it's time for the main event. Metal Gear Solid Delta Snake Eater came out, and I've played it, and I finished it in 14 hours. I'm going to be putting up some footage that I've taken from a quick run that I did. It's a New Game Plus run, so you're going to see some weapons that you won't see in the original run. I did a no-kill run, so it took me 14 hours to do. Probably could have killed it in less, but again, it was a no-kill run. I will preface by saying this. Metal Gear Solid 3 is one of my all-time favorite games, if not my all-time favorite game. I'm going to try to be as unbiased in this as I can. But I played in the new style that released with this game. Third person, new control schemes, which is a little hard. I was having difficulties with it at first simply because I wasn't used to the controls being what they were because they're very different from the original game's controls. And it's like muscle memory when I'm playing these games, very much akin to the problems I had when I was playing Street Fighter 6 and tried out Sagat, and I kept going for a low Tiger Strike, and I kept hitting kick instead of the low punch. The way the way everything looks is amazing, story-wise, and right now, in this initial portion, I will not get into spoilers if you've never played this game. But the story of it, the entire story, is exactly the same. I mean, to a T. They've redone some voice work, but other than that, it is the same game. It looks like a modern game. Just the way everything looks, from the textures on the fatigues, the textures of the camo and how they look on his face, everything is just it's 100 times better. The camouflaging, I will say this: the AI is definitely improved because there are some instances where I, in the past, probably would not have been caught by individuals that I was caught by because I made a little too much noise in the way I was moving. Here you see some of the different camo options. There is a quick camo of different, a quick select of camo that you've used in the combinations that you've used in the past. This does include a lot of camos that have already been unlocked because I've played through the game already. So we also have some DLC that came with the pre-order of it that I received along with not just uniforms but face as well, camos. Now, how it feels, it definitely feels better. It feels smooth. There's a lot of complaints about this, how this game ran, and I find them to be a little bit ridiculous because if we're trying to preserve the game to what it always was, the original vision of it all, trust me, the game runs well, like very well for what it is. Again, this is a remake, a complete ground up remake for a game that came out a long time ago, but nevertheless, it's still faithful to the original story. See, you can see you can see the camo is, you can see the textures in the camouflage. I don't remember us having a compass. And I'm going to have to go back and check that because I do not remember them giving us a compass in the original game, and maybe I missed it, but the compass is very helpful. Going through the game, everything, just like I said, looks better. It feels better. The different controls, you have that crouch walk that we originally got in the 3DS version of Metal Gear Solid 3, but then we never saw again in a Metal Gear Solid 3, but we've seen in, Peace Walker, which this crouch walk had already originally come out in Peace Walker. Peace Walker, Metal Gear Solid 5, Metal Gear Solid 4, that we just never got it in this game until it came back here. Now the holdups are still the same. You get the reticle here for the aiming, but you could also go into first person mode. The holdups, the one big difference here is you will find soldiers that have these film canisters to unlock the secret theater mode videos. So you have to collect so many different films to unlock certain videos. So that's very new here. The game is very good at telling you what everything does. So here we're going to see what an interrogation looks like. You have an entire menu of what you need to press. So the game is very good at telling you what you need to do, what you can do. One other thing is that if you look through the camos, it'll tell you what each camo special ability is. In the original, you didn't see it when you hovered over it. You had to go into more info to see if it had a special ability or it did something better for you, whatnot. Another thing is that when you go into the game and you choose your mode, it tells you what each mode does. Difficulties, it tells you what changes between the difficulties, the amount of stamina and life you have and all that. So it's very much easy for players to know what they're getting into in the game. There's a new game plus. Obviously, there's always been a new game plus. Like I said, what you're looking at now is from the new game plus, and you'll see some of the weapons that you acquire. There is a photo mode that is amazing. I've taken wonderful pictures of scenes that I really love in this game. Now getting into some spoilers. And I'm only getting into spoilers just so that everyone understands how faithful this is to the original. The boss fights are all the same. from your initial fight with Ocelot, your fight with the Cobras, your fight with the Shagohod. Everything is pretty much the same, including the final fight with Volgan while he's on the Shagohod, and then, of course, the epic fight with the boss. Now, the way they made the CQC look in this game feels more natural. It isn't just him slamming. Like, there's flips that he does in the game now. You'll see here. Oh wait, I didn't do it. But this again, the CQC just looks so much better in this than the original, as it should, because again, it is a remake, but it looks so much better. Snake feels and handles so much better in the fights. It's not going to be the CQC that you are completely used to from 5, but it's definitely better. You can even see the details in the weapons that you're utilizing. The way the suit gets dirty and remains dirty is quite fantastic. You saw when I was going through the mud swamp, you know how the bottoms look dirty and muddy, and the same thing goes with you like get into a fight and you get shot and stuff like that. It's very much going to show throughout at least a bit of the game. The survival viewer definitely got revamped. We have the curing of it all, and it tells you before you kind of had to guess and listen if the items you were using to cure Snake were working. There, it tells you exactly what you need to do to heal that wound. So that's pretty cool. Obviously, we still catch animals and items to keep up with the stamina. I think I picked up a life med that I never use. Using of life meds will bring down your rank, because the whole thing is you're trying to survive with nature, and as you keep your stamina up, you will automatically heal. Overall, I really love what they did with this game. You can see that Konami really put a vested effort into developing this remake while honoring the legacy of the original game and what made people love this game so much, and honoring what Kojima wrote. Kind of wish they had that much respect for him back in the day. Still won't forgive you for that, Konami. But it's a step in the right direction. We're at a point where this game has officially sold 1 million plus copies. So us looking at another remake is possible. If it's done like this, I'm all for it. I'm trying to shoot the frog. There it is. Shot the frog. Like I said, as a fan of this game, I have played this game so many times. So many times. I have played through this game that I can tell you that I really loved this version of it. I'm never going to let go of the original version, but this is such a great upgrade. This is something that I will play again for sure. I want to unlock other things. I didn't try the... Oh, I thought I was going to slam him. Damn it. I didn't try the Snake versus Monkey that came with this PlayStation version of the game. I know there's a Bomberman version. I did, however, trigger the Guy Sauvage Nightmare, and my God, Platinum Games still a hell of a job, and I really hope that they do something with that. I really hope, because it's quite amazing. I truly enjoyed that as well. Oh, there's a little bit of a slam. From a image standpoint, that what you saw there was not from the game. It was from the capture card, I do believe. I didn't experience any issues with any of the graphics or performance of the game throughout. I would say this is one of my top games of the year, alongside a few others that I've mentioned before. But like I said, this game just it hit all the marks. It hit all the marks. You got to experience the story once again in a modernized way, while staying faithful to the source, completely faithful. So with that, I don't want to give this a score. And the reason I don't want to give it a score is because of my personal attachment to the game. I feel that my score is going to be very biased because, as I said, I love this franchise. I love this game. Looking at the other games that I've reviewed, I'm going to give this a 9. A 9 out of 10. Only because of what it's going up against. Overall, it is still Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater. The story is the same. And I'm happy that they kept that there. Gameplay-wise, gameplay is very much the same. It just looks better. It feels better, with the exception of how certain things happen. The CQC looks better. At the end of the day, it's still the same CQC. One thing that I would have liked for them to have added in is the aspect from 5, where if you're in a CQC hand-to-hand fight with multiple enemies, that you can slam one and transition into the other one. And I say it's from 5 because that's probably where it's most notable from, but that came from Peace Walker. So the Peace Walker CQC, where you can knock out 3 guys in a row. I wish that had been something that you got to do in this game, seeing as how we've already experienced that. And I feel like that was a miss. But I also know that they were trying to stay faithful to the original. I still feel that I don't think it would have detracted from much of what the game truly is. So I definitely recommend this if you are playing it for the first time. You've never played a Metal Gear Solid game. If you've played previous Metal Gear Solid games but never played 3. If you've played Metal Gear Solid 3, give this an opportunity. And as I've always said, and Metal Gear Solid is one of my all-time favorite franchise. If we're going to get another remake, I don't want it to be Metal Gear Solid. I feel Metal Gear Solid 2 holds up well. We've already remade Metal Gear Solid 3. Obviously, if you run 4 or 5, they run. They look beautiful still. Peace Walker was a PSP game, and that is a game that could use a remake, but I think we need to go back even more. There is 2 games in the Metal Gear series that I feel fans should get to experience outside of their original forms. And that is the original Metal Gear and Metal Gear 2 Solid Snake from the MSX. I feel that Metal Gear 1 will not only be a phenomenal remake, it'll be Solid Snake's first mission, and it'll help bridge the gap between Metal Gear Solid 5 and the start of Solid Snake's journey. And while Metal Gear Solid 5 may have not been a complete game, we know, without spoiling it for everyone who has not, those of who have played, know what happens in that game that makes events from those two original games make sense. I feel remaking Metal Gear 1 would be amazing. I'm also going to say this. I would love for Kojima to be a part of that because all we have is text conversations. We don't have the voice actors. We don't have voice actors that we're just going to bring back. We don't have a full fleshed out story outside of the little bits of scenes that happen in the game, little text conversations, codec conversations that occur in the game. So I would love for Kojima to come back and write and work with Konami. I doubt that'll ever happen, especially with how busy Kojima is. I mean, we just got done with Death Stranding 2. We he's going full into OD, I imagine, and Fizzant. So, which is going to be a tactical stealth game that, akin to Metal Gear. So, we'll see how that goes. So, that would be an interesting game for me. Metal Gear 1, Metal Gear 2. We've already had a remake of Metal Gear Solid with the Twin Snakes. I know that people have their gripes about it and how it was done and certain aspects of it, but I enjoyed that. I felt it was a very faithful remake, and it was co-signed by Kojima, so let's not bitch. Metal Gear Solid 2 could be the next one. But before we get into remakes, I think the one thing we need right now is Metal Gear Solid Master Collection Volume 2 to be released so that we can get Metal Gear Solid 4 Guns of the Patriots out from the hell that is the PlayStation 3. I only call it hell because it's the only game that has not been ported out of its original system. We have had HD remakes of Peace Walker. We have had 2 and 3 ported out the mother. We have 5. We have 1 ported out. We have Metal Gear 1 and 2 out on new gen consoles right now. Give us 4. Give us back 4. That's all I'm saying. With that, it brings us to the end of our show. Brings us to the end of episode number 16. Shouts out to all of you who continue to support. Please give us a like and a subscribe on YouTube. Those 5-star reviews are always helpful on the podcasting platforms. It helps us get us out into the algorithm for others to discover and enjoy the show. With that said, one thing I didn't talk about this week that I'm going to talk about next week, 2XKO's closed beta released, and I have been playing it, so I'm going to give you my thoughts along with more news. So, as always, I will catch you next time, and be good or be good at it. Have a good one.